Okay, so everybody, here's who am I. A little bit, my tagline's "Where's your next?" We've been talking about a lot of "Where's your next" strategically lately. Hail from the Bay Area in Salt Lake City, Utah. I run a vlogcast, "Where's Your Next Recruiting Careers" vlogcast, soon to be a podcast. 3 kids, my wife, and 3 cats. My family, my North Star. 19 years in HR and staffing. You can read all those. I'm proud SJSU alumni. Spoken at several recruiting conferences, and here's my links. But I want to talk about what we've been through. I want to take us back in time. Remember back in World War II, all of Europe had been conquered in 1940. There was one man who stood in the way. His name was Winston Churchill. At that time, when similar to today, there was a lot of moving parts and the world was in chaos. But he said something that stuck to me. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions. So my presentation is Be Bold, harnessing resiliency now in your career and your life. You are the X factor, and I believe that so strongly. But when that time came, when he had to stand, he stood up, and he was called a lion. He gave some amazing speeches. When Dunkirk fell, he was the one that orchestrated ships to come across the channel and save the day, and he rescued them. They then went back, and they stood another day to fight. In our lives, we need to fight. In our lives, we're going to face challenges as recruiters and sources. I'm dressed up today because I'm going to an interview later. I want to introduce you to a fighter. My mom, Rasmussen, passed away June 30th, 2022. Now, on that day, I could have fallen apart. I could have let life dictate what I was about to do. I could have let life tear me down. But I remembered this lady who was my number one cheerleader. I remember what it was like when she believed in me. Somewhere in your life, you have someone who believes in you. Somewhere in your life, you have someone who says to you, be bold. Someone who says to you, you are going to do what it takes to survive. If you're laid off in recruiting and TA like me, be bold. Your time has come. You are making a difference. You are helping others. You in this community are doing what it takes to survive. You can do it. She did it, lived a full life, and I miss this woman with all my heart. But I honor her today with this talk. You've faced much since 2020 and 2024, just like in the days of Winston Churchill. I challenge you, be bold. Mental health challenges are real. You have faced them. Your coworkers have faced them. Offer to help. Be bold. 1.2 million coronavirus deaths in the US. 1 out of every 300. All of us were touched by it. 7 million worldwide. Be bold. You and others have faced inflation, racism, inequity, ghosting, layoffs, stress, and fatigue. The time is now. Be bold. Your best life is one of service. Give back often. Serving other humans leads to opportunities. Be bold. Harness Chat GPT and be ahead of the curve on AI and sourcing tools. Experiment every day. Diversity and equity and inclusion. Keep fighting for belonging for all. Choose data. Show the bottom line. Show how these initiatives change lives and contribute. Show how productivity. I have a presentation I gave at SourceCon where I talked about the data. I can't do that today. I can't walk you through what we faced and what the reality is, but you can find it on my LinkedIn profile. So go there. You'll see what you've faced and use some of that data to get to the point and show your decision makers what you are capable of doing. Be bold. Keep teaching your hiring managers that follow-up and closure matter. Be bold. Keep fighting for candidate experience and help your peers, hiring managers, and leaders be more human. That's what we can do. Help other recruiters and sourcers always. Open the way for others. Uplift, move, and lift where you stand. Master Boolean. Teach and share. Be proactive. Don't be post and pray. You've got this. Here are the headlines. I just want to let these sink in for a minute. Look at all that we've faced in 4 years. Remember 2019? Remember when it felt like things were just rolling along? You faced COVID. 20 million people were laid off. You went through the Great Recession, then the Great Retirement. You went through all these things. You went for the Great Resignation, only to swing back the other way and be laid off with many of our peers who've Been out of work for a while. Don't give up. Keep going. You got this. Be bold. I dare you to move. A few weeks before I was laid off in 2023, in November at the end, when I got that fateful call, where in the source and recruit company, where our model was based on fractional recruiting, we lost half our team because they moved on in their careers and the revenue suffered. And the business got really slow because of the end of the quarter. Unfortunately, it was a day on November 4th, 3 weeks before this event where I was laid off, that I went to this Switchfoot concert. And I asked the lead singer, John Foreman, I said, hey, in a VIP event, and this VIP badge hangs on my rearview mirror to remind me what I am capable of and what I can do. But I asked him straightforward. I said, hey, what's the meaning behind Dare You to Move, your song that touched millions of lives, that touched me 20 years ago on their 20th anniversary tour? And he said, we had a choice to drop out of college, to keep going in college, to careers that may not fulfill us, or to do our music. They chose their music, and they touched lives. So to sit and ask that, and he said, that's what Dare You to Move is all about. I dare you to move. I dare you to find where's your next, because that's who you are as a recruiter. You're helping change lives. You're helping build lives. That's the power of what you have to offer. And at that event, I was there with other people that had been touched by their music, and we were moved by the human element of Dare You to Move. I heard Jamie Kern Lima the other day. You are worthy. She wrote a book about imposter syndrome and overcoming it. When we trust our gut and it's wrong, it's never actually wrong. It's just results in the lesson we needed to learn. The moment where you felt like you were overwhelmed as a recruiter, where you were so busy, you had so many recs, only to lose that business and be laid off and wonder what you were going to do with your life. What was the next step for you? Well, Jamie Kern Lima was told no numerous times. And she went on to found a business based on empowering women and not using the traditional models who are pretty, she created a product that built other people, but she did it on genuine human beings, not what the cosmetic companies told her to do, which to find a pretty model and put them to the forefront. She used actual people of all ages, backgrounds, and races. And then she proved them wrong. You can prove people wrong. You can do what is necessary to be bold, like Jamie Kern Lima did, and you are worthy. Each of these quotes has something in common. Being willing to speak up for what is right and ensuring there are diverse perspectives is critical. Diversity and inclusion. Since George Floyd, when I went to the Minnesota SourceCon a few months ago in Minneapolis, I was just a few doors down in my Airbnb from where the George Floyd incident, a block, literally. I didn't know that at the time, but I walked to where the George Floyd incident had happened. And I sat in reverence for a minute about the heroes who had helped prove that Black lives do matter and that diversity does matter. It does matter, and you matter. All of us matter. You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. Being willing to speak up for what is right and ensuring there are diverse perspectives is critical. We are all unique. People are often unreasonable and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. Look at what Mother Teresa says there. Do good anyway. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge, like we faced as recruiters and sources. You have the ability to overcome. You are most qualified to help the person, people you used to be. We're all human beings. We've all faced challenges. I am neurodiverse. It was on recruiter therapy that I admitted to the world that I have anxiety, and I'm not afraid to say it anymore. You get out of life what you have the courage to ask for. So ask for it. Ask your network for help. Keep doing it. You will face many defeats in life, but you never let yourself be defeated. Maya Angelou said this, and she was right. Here's some Boolean basics. Master them, learn them, overcome them. Learn from others in this community and keep learning, because you can become a proactive recruiter instead of a post and pray one. And you can show the difference of what it takes to build a talent bench before it's needed. I believe that. By the way, maybe you're struggling right now financially if you're laid off. Are you afraid to try side hustles? Here's a few. I harnessed delivery in the gig economy and was not afraid to do it. I bring in $1,000 a week, and I'm able to support my family until I find that next recruiting gig. You can too. Don't be afraid to try something different. Recruiting is leadership. You are leaders. You are human. You are doing things that other people dare not do in a time where it's hard to be a recruiter. Keep going, because you will achieve. The Where Is Your Next YouTube channel was born out of a 2018 conversation with lifelong friend Dominic Wong, and now it's at 117 subscribers. The TA Career Seeker Support Group was born out of necessity to be where TA folks could help each other. There are 2 LinkedIn groups. There's a LinkedIn group and a Facebook group. I hope you'll join and help us out and help other recruiters get back to work. Your career is long. Have 2-3 streams of income. Be bold in entrepreneurship. Don't be afraid to go out on your own. Create an LLC. Try something new. Do something you've never done before. It's okay. It might be scary at first, but you have the power. I wrote an article over 4 or 5 years about mental health for recruiters and the power of neurodiversity. It went live on November 1st, a few weeks before I was laid off. I got lots of reach outs from this community supporting my neurodiversity. And all of you have faced mental health challenges. Do not be afraid to reach out to a recruiter on the phone, your peers, your friends, and say, do you need help? Because they may. And you can make a difference. You could save a life.